Welcome back to the channel. New bezel time. Look at this. Transparent. Translucent. Haven't decided if I'm going to paint the letters here. More on that later. This is what I got. I have J's and K's metal adapters. The adapters come with a 1.5 millimeter Allen key. Don't really like to use those. Feel kind of uncomfortable and they get lost in my hand. I like to use my own screwdriver. I have different straps here. I got this one that I've used in the past on my Frogman, and I got different colors here. These three came from AliExpress, very cheap. This one is from Amazon. So before I open up the watch, because yes, to remove the bezel on this watch, if you didn't know, you basically have to take the whole watch apart because there are hidden screws behind the buttons right here. It is a good idea to check your battery voltage level, since you're already going to remove the module, right? Might as well check to see if this is like 2.8 or something. Might as well change the battery while you're at it. So to get to the screen, you need to be on this screen with the big numbers. This is on basically all Casio watches. The buttons are identified as A, B, C, and D, right? Don't know about the light. Maybe the button is E. But you need to press, on other watches, you press the button at the same time. On this one, you do each separate. So A, hold, B, hold, and then C. You see? You get this menu here. Funny how it has the solar, but this watch is not solar, but it will not let you select it. With C, you scroll down. You see how I jumped? And you scroll down all the way to battery. And then with B, you select battery. And that's how you get to this menu. And the watch is new, so, and the battery is normally 3 volts, and I have 3.052, so it's pretty brand new. I don't have to replace it. So that's it. So to back out is this button right here. That's how you exit out. All right, so to remove the straps, these are the screws here on the side. Look at this thing. Make sure you have a humidity gauge, like I've always say when you're opening up a watch. Here's one. Notice how these straps are the same as the new bezel. Look at that. So these are gonna go in a safe place. Humidity gauge. I've said this in the past, but if you haven't watched any of my old videos, the reason is if you're working on a watch and the humidity is above 50%, 50% is still, to me, it's still too high. But let's say 50%, right? And you open up the watch and you close it, and the watch is gonna look perfectly fine when you close it. But if, let's say it's winter and you take the watch outside and it's nice and toasty inside your house above 70 degrees, and you take it outside and outside temperature is like below 30 degrees, that humidity inside the watch is going to want to try to freeze, and everything is going to come up and hit the glass, and everything's going to get foggy, and you're going to start thinking that some water got inside, but it's not water, it's the humidity. That is why it's important to keep an eye on the humidity. All right, I'm about to go in. I need to wear my magnifying glasses. I recommend you get a pair. Everything is going to be linked down below for you, including the new bezel. On the previous video about this watch, I mentioned that I only bought it because I got it real cheap, good price, credit card points and all that. That's why I bought the white one. If not, I would have bought the black one. But I got such a good deal that even though I bought the new straps, the new bezel, the adapters, which I would have done either way, even if I would have gotten the black one. Probably I would have saved on buying a new bezel. That other one, the black, is not transparent like this one. That's why I didn't get that other black one, because then I wanted something different. I want to see how this one looks. If I don't like it, then I guess I'll buy the other one. Alright, so you can see the O-ring is stuck to the back cover. I'm going to leave it there. That way I know which direction it goes when I go to reinstall everything. Here is the vibrator motor right there. When you're working with washers, make sure your tweezers are not magnetized also. Let's remove this rubber cushion here. Like this. Since I'm not replacing the battery, and the battery, I already checked it and I know that it's new, I don't have to remove the battery. So I'm never taking one of these apart, so I'm just going to try to pull here in the bottom. See how that goes. There. So this module has the two LED lights at the bottom, similar to the BC 5000 and the BX 5600, and it has a ribbon cable just like that other module. And that MIP looks mighty similar. Mighty similar. Now I'm wondering if you could, if you have a negative display BX 5600, would you be able to use one of these and just install it on the other one? That sounds like a future project. Let me know if you want to see that. All right, let's put that to the side. I have a negative module MIP that might be willing to try that. Okay, so I'm using this tool here, which is actually I believe a dental tool, and it works kind of perfect for removing most of the C-clips, even though this one is giving me a problem. There, I got it. So I suggest you have a little bit of Rodico ready. If you open up you let it go, it's probably going to bounce and reach Jupiter. So keep that in mind. Notice how this button has a different color. whenever I take apart a watch, I like to keep the buttons in the same location. So I'll show you what I do pretty soon. I'm not sure if I have to take out the light button here, but might as well do it. Now to take out the light button, I use either a spring bar tool, right? Or I use my exact tool, which has a finer tip here. And what I do is, let me get you closer, is I'm trying to find the little hole here, right? Place my hand, the blade side is facing down so I don't get, cut myself. You see that? I just push. Look, just removed it. Don't I wish somebody had made a video showing that when I started working with these watches. That would have saved me so many headaches. All right, let's push this one out. So the black version has gold accents here on this button and here on the screen. So this one has those tiny little O-rings here. And so this is what I do. This is 12 o'clock. I place the watch like this. I do this one first. Double O-ring. I put this one here. That lets me know when I'm putting back the watch to put it like this, and I know this one goes here in the top. This one goes here. Now after doing all this, I just have to watch myself. Notice how, see, the button is a little bit different here. You have to keep an eye on all that when you go to put it back together. So the white side goes towards the outside, and the skinny side goes towards the in. So you have to see, skinny side towards the inside, fat side towards the out. Sometimes it helps to talk it out. Maybe it helps you out to remember it better. So there they are, nice and set up. And here are the head screws right there. Why in the world would they do this? I have no idea. Especially on a watch that's meant to be like a workout watch. And it's gonna get really sweaty. You know what I mean? That's why on my previous video I asked, is this a throwaway watch? Because if you just put it on and you don't wash the watch after every use, you're gonna start getting all the sweat and dead skin all through here, right? And it's gonna get nasty. All right, to remove this bezel now, you see how it has this part here. Where's the new bezel? You see the hole? So you got to pull away and up to lift the bezel away from that right there. And it also has it right here and right in this corner. But in the middle is the one that's a little bit more difficult, and that's it. Once you do one side, the other side comes out pretty simple. Now this watch is brand new. I could imagine if trying to do this on a watch that's never been cleaned, maybe 3-4 years old, that's gonna be a pain. Brand new. You know, I never looked into buying a screen protector for this watch. Maybe I should have. What some people do is, I've read, they might use an X-Acto knife and just cut this area right here. That way the next time they want to change the bezel, they don't have to take the whole thing apart and remove the screws. Because as far as I could see, those screws are not holding anything else. You see? But it's not only the screws, right? So it's not that you're not going to install the screws and then do the swap without taking everything apart. This part right here is going to damage the buttons if you try to jank it. So if you want to do something like that, you have to probably cut the bezel here and remove this chunk of plastic there on all 4 sides. So there's nothing here on the light that would bother you. All right, let's see how this new one looks here. All right, let's start from one side. Pull it up. Pretty simple. Let's check this area here. Looks, yep, there it goes. Yep, that's good. That is nice. All right, so now what we got to do is go backwards. Should I cut the video or should I let you see? Might as well let you see, right? If you're in a hurry, if you're in a rush, all you got to do is fast forward. Because why would you be in a rush watching me work on a G-Shock? Unless you already broke it and you want to see what you broke. That might be a reason. Let me know down below if you already broke it and that's why you're watching. So the watch that comes with this bezel, I think, has purple straps. I was thinking about maybe painting the letters a color similar to that accent right there, but I don't have that color. I would have to like mix a few colors trying to achieve that color. So for now, I'm gonna leave it as is, because another thing I might do is apply a gold filter to the LCD like I usually do. And if I do that, then I could do gold on the letters and it look better. All right, so now you see this? All I gotta do is install the buttons. And since they're already here lined up the way they go, let's take a closer look here. They look nice and lubed, so I don't have to re-lube them since the watch is brand new. I don't have to worry about it. I will re-lube the O-ring in the back though. All right, let's push it in. Make sure that it's fully seated. Let's do this one. Let me zoom out a little bit in case I go out of the frame. Beautiful. All right, so the big button. My fat fingers are not working. That's why I got the tweezers. And that's backwards. Goes like this. There. So when you have a light button here, I always like to remove it because when you remove the bezel, you run the risk of bending the button too. And since it's bigger, you also run the risk of breaking it. All right, to reinstall the C-clips, this is how I do it. Press here, grab the C-clip here, find the groove, let go of the button, let go here. Now it's being pinched. Use the back here. And voila. You see that? I'm giving you guys some nuggets. If you feel that it goes in too easy, like this one, might have gotten a little bit stretched, use your tweezers here and just squeeze it a little just to close it, and that's it. It's not gonna go anywhere. Bingo. There. Now the light button is sometimes one of the trickiest one. Gotta press it. Let me see, which angle should I go about it. All right, I think this angle right here. I'm pressing it. Let me drop it right there. I can't see. There I got hooked. And now be careful, because if you slip, you're gonna mess up the glass. So you gotta be very careful when doing this, because that big part doesn't fit in here. There, it went in. And again, just to make sure, grab it from the side, make sure that it's not coming off, And that's it. Now we clean. Now I haven't touched the inside. I've been very careful. But just to be sure. Yep. There's a little stain here, but it's probably because of my fingers. All right, be careful with that ribbon. You can see there's a groove there. All right, don't force it. I have this tool here to compress the buttons here. Yep, you see that side went down. Now I do this side. There. Perfect. Somebody professional would have done this with gloves, but I find it very difficult. All right. Now we bring the rubber cushion, put it back. Like that. All right. Now, I don't need this anymore. So the vibrator motor is on top. The back cover goes like this. Let me remove. You see how this watch is brand new and it doesn't have any grease? I keep saying it. G-Shocks do not have grease like Seiko's. Now this O-ring looks like it's the same on both sides. It doesn't have to go a particular way, but I just like to put it back the way I found it. So I would have to like flip it here, even though I don't have to, I don't really have to do that. But that's exactly how I found it. Make sure it's inside that groove. Now because it's nice and lubed, the O-ring sticks inside the channel and it should not move anywhere. Now here's a step what a lot of people mess up. They you put this in and they start moving around, and then the O-ring moves around, and then they pinch it and then they mess up. So the way you do this is you get close and you get somewhat aligned. Move some light in so you can see. Get it as aligned as you can, as perfect as you can before touching down. And there. You see how it doesn't move now? A lot of people say that this watch has the battery, that it's only 2 years. Why wouldn't you learn how to change a battery on a watch? That's going to take you maybe 10 minutes with the proper tools. And if you learn how to do it, you learn how to do it correctly. If you take it to someone, they're probably going to try to do it as quick as possible and not going to do it right. They're not going to re-lube the O-ring. They're just going to throw things together. See how I do it cross pattern? Check, 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 check. That's good. I don't need that anymore. So I did not install the gold filter now. I might do that later. I want to see how it looks with the original screen. Here are the adapters. They go with the J and K facing down. You can see that it's a perfect fit. Never had a problem with J's and K's adapters. Linked down below. Okay, make sure you're screwing them in straight and not cross-threaded, because you know you're screwing into resin, and if you're cross-threaded, you're gonna mess it up. Don't go in all the way on one side. You see how it's moving? Once you feel that all the screws are nice, like this one didn't go in. The first one. There. Now I could go in all the way. They'll go crazy with it over tightening these also, because again you're screwing into resin, so perfect. And the good thing about the J's and K's are the spring bars here they have a hole, so you could punch them out through the side. It's a beautiful design. So these are brand new, and they come already with adapters to bump them up from 22 to 24. I don't need them to be 24 because these adapters are 22. So now I need to decide which one. So this is green, this is more like a brown, blue, black and blue. What do you think? Leave me a comment down below. Which strap should I install? Now, if I decide to go, let's say, with the gold, I might buy another one of these, because I might play with the color combination, right? Or the typical black one in red, like that. Let me see. I also have this orange one on the Frogman for high visibility. If you're swimming in the sea, for those sharks to be able to see you. I got this other color, which is like a light blue, a different kind of navy blue, I think. And let me see. I have this other color, like a gray. This gray color might be, but I don't like the green. Although the green looks good with the button. It plays to the part. Now to finish this video, I gotta install one of them. So, meeny, miny, mo, which one of you is going on? I'll go with the brown. Is it the brown? Yeah, I'll go with the brown. So they are quick disconnect. Here's the adapters. A lot of people sometimes ask me for links. I don't like to put links for AliExpress stuff because they're constantly changing. So look, what you need to do is take a screenshot right now, right? And then if you already have an AliExpress account, you could do a search based on your picture. And you can find it. Now they come with different adapters. Just pick the one. If for safe, being safe, you could pick the one with the 24 millimeters adapters. You know that they're 22, and the one with the better price. It's up to you. Sometimes you have to risk. You gotta risk it. You know what I mean? So what if you lose, a few dollars or $3, $4 here and there? That's how you learn. You don't want to learn how many dollars I've lost. Because, like I've been mentioning, that's how I learn how to do things, by spending money. Yeah, that looks nice. See, these are made for a lefty. Because that hinge here, it's on the other wrong side. There it is. I think it looks pretty nice. Let me put it on. It's too tight. I usually like to buy them big enough, that way the Velcro is all the way covered, and these are the largest one. Yeah, that's loose. That's good right there. What do you think? Let me know if you like any of the other colors. What do you think? Something like this with a color similar to this, I think might have been a little better. Maybe a little green. I gotta search if I can find one like that. But for now, I think this is, plays the part. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and why don't you check out some other videos somewhere around here. Do you have this one? Boom.